Oscar, could you just tell us what the latest news is about Philippe Senderos and his proposed move to Everton?
At the moment, there is an interest from Everton, but he's still our player.
Do you expect him to be your player when the season starts?
But we allowed him. He has an opportunity to go because he has only 1 year on his contract, and we'll see what happens in the next week.
But with Kolo Touré going as well, would you be reluctant to part with another central defender?
We have still Sylvestre Gallas, Joe, Vermaelen, Song. There's still 5 centre-backs who can play, and then we'll look if we have an opportunity or not, if he goes.
Would Breda Hangeland from Fulham interest you at all?
We have a look at him, yes.
Is he the kind of player you'd like to bring in then?
It's always difficult to say. We have not contacted Fulham, we have not contacted Hangeland, we have not made our choice on him or anybody else. So at the moment, it's difficult to talk about names.
The news on Thomas Rosicky sounded a little worrying. Is it right? 6 weeks he could be out for?
It could be. It is worrying, but he was so sharp that it's difficult to accept that suddenly he has a muscle injury, but it's no major problem. But you get that kind of injuries when a player has been out for 18 months.
Jack Wilshere wasn't named in the England under-21 squad. Some people suggesting he might be, but does that mean that he might even be named in the full senior squad then?
You should ask that question to Capello. I don't think so. I believe that they will leave him out of the national team at the moment.
How much of a bonus was his performance though over the weekend,
I believe what is good in his case, he reminds me a little bit of Rooney when he started, in his belief and in his positive attitude to go forward. For the rest, he has still a lot to learn team-wise, relation with other players, but there's some great basics there. The problem always when you're manager, you do not want a guy to be a star before he has delivered, and that's, I must say, difficult. Maybe here more difficult than anywhere else.
Were you relieved to hear your chairman tell AC Milan to forget about Cesc Fabregas?
Well, I believe that I would have said exactly the same thing. And anyway, the chairman would not have sold the player against my wish.
Were you amused by the piece in the paper about Arsenal being 3 inches shorter these days than the team that won the title in 2004?
Yes, because it is true. I don't. It's not deliberate. It's a little bit a coincidence. And but as well, I don't think that the results are linked with that.
You don't feel that you have to be a certain size as a team to win a Premier League, then?
I am not convinced of that. You need a certain amount of power and pace in your team. That is not necessarily linked with the size. We just spoke about Wilshere at 17 years old or Ramsey at 18 years old. They have pace and power, but of course they will never be super tall. It's more a question of a balance in the team.
One player, of course, who was tall and part of that invincible team, Patrick Vieira. Might he be on his way back to the Emirates?
Not at the moment, no.